Hello, classic rock fans, particularly those who enjoy Led Zeppelin, understand the importance of each band member in establishing the group's unique sound. But today, we're focusing on two key players, bassist John Paul Jones and drummer John Bonham. For decades, fans have been interested in the real behind-the-scenes activities of these two rock stars. John Paul Jones has mostly remained silent about his association with Bonham until lately. You will be amazed at what he is revealing about Bonham when he finally opens up. Make sure to watch this video through to the end because you won't want to miss a second of what you're about to hear. Some shocking truths about the relationship between these two well-known performers. Let's start by discussing Led Zeppelin's appearance in the late 1960s. The band exploded into the music industry with a sound that was louder, stronger, and more impassioned than anything that people had ever heard. And at the core of that sound was the unique drummer, John Bonham. On songs like Moby Dick and When the Levee Breaks, his thunderous percussion defined the music instead of just keeping it going. Bonham was a very skilled, primal, and aggressive drummer. He wasn't just keeping time. He was creating the pulse of the band. But offstage, behind the strong drummer, you could feel the passion of the man who lived life on the brink, John Paul Jones, the quiet and reserved pianist and bassist for Led Zeppelin, has shared some strange and extremely personal reflections about his time with Bonham. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. According to Jones, Bonham was both a help and a burden. Led Zeppelin's violent and unpredictable behavior often led to strife among the band members, despite the fact that his drumming helped make the band famous. Jones described Bonham as a guy of opposites. On stage, he was a powerful, precise, and irresistible force. But away from the stage, he can occasionally be unpredictable, impulsive, and difficult to control. Because of Bonham's irascible demeanor and relentless pursuit of genius, there were occasionally arguments within the band. Rehearsals, Jones admitted, sometimes became so packed that they almost collapsed. Bonham's anger and his high expectations were especially hard for Robert Plant to handle, who is responsible for settling disputes most of the time. It's John Paul Jones, indeed. During rehearsals, Jones recalled that Bonham's perfectionism could be suffocating. Even though his drumming was unmatched in strength and accuracy, his relentless drive to have everything just right often pushed his bandmates to the limit. For a musician with greater spontaneity, like Robert Plant, Bonham's rigid expectations were exhausting. Jones was caught between Plant's laid-back attitude and Bonham's intense perfectionism. It was a challenging environment. He often had to step in to diffuse uncomfortable situations before they escalated into full-fledged explosions, Jones admitted. But after then, Bonham's arguments persisted. Additionally, he occasionally had a tense relationship with Jimmy Page, the band's demanding and often authoritarian guitarist. Because of Page's attention to detail and perfectionist tendencies, the two frequently clashed in the studio. These would quickly devolve into heated arguments over trivial matters like tempo changes or drum arrangements. Bonham hated to be told what to do, and Page's calm yet authoritative demeanor just made him more irritated. Jones compares these conditions to now walking on a knife's edge. The chemistry of the band was as clear as the strain beneath the surface. Even though they were a family, they would sometimes dispute so much that it felt like they could split up. Jones revealed that Bonham's power struggles extended beyond the band. He had trouble following instructions from the management, employees, and even the producers. It was often difficult to deal with him because of his strong feeling of independence. Perhaps the most disturbing part of Jones's comments, though, was how he explained Bonham's battle with alcohol. Sold-out arenas, deafening applause, and an amazing sense of unstoppable strength characterized Led Zeppelin's tour. But that relentless speed also contributed to Bonham's troubles. His drinking binges made him famous, but not for the right reasons. What started off as happy drinking frequently turned into chaos. While on tour, Jones remembers that the band would start the evening laughing and enjoying themselves. But as the evening wore on, tensions would rise. In Bonham, mood swings brought on by alcohol can make a joyful moment extremely unpleasant. Jones argues that Bonham's destructive behavior was more than just disobedience. It was an appeal for help. Under the inflated rock star persona, there was a man struggling to manage the responsibilities and demands of being a rock star. Bonham would occasionally confide in Jones about his weaknesses and fears. However, such were rare occasions. As a result of his hesitation or inability to confront his challenges directly, Bonham would frequently conceal himself behind his bravado. One of the most memorable stories Jones shared was about the toll Bonham's lifestyle took on his family. Although Bonham had a deep affection for his family, his intoxication and unpredictable conduct caused tension in their connection. Jones remembers moments when Bonham was upset and felt guilty about the way his behavior had impacted his family. But no matter how hard he tried, Bonham couldn't break free from the destructive loop. However, in spite of all the setbacks, Bonham's creativity was indisputable. In addition to being excellent, his drumming was imaginative. Jones thinks that Bonham's drumming was a major contributor to Led Zeppelin's success and the reason the band was able to achieve the pinnacle of rock music. Many drummers could not equal the ferocity and accuracy of each beat and fill. Despite the difficulties, his focus on excellence helped the band succeed. But such brilliance came at a high price. Because of his volatility and battles with addiction, Bonham's untimely death in 1980, which also signaled the end of Led Zeppelin, devastated the band. Jones described him as a man who was both a gift and a task, with equally amazing tasks to match his singular genius. Finally, John Paul Jones's frank comments regarding John Bonham serve as a moving reminder of the difficulties associated with brilliance. Bonham was not only a drummer, but also a strong person. Led Zeppelin's emotional problems affected everyone around him for a long time, even though his drumming contributed to the fame of his songs. Jones offers us an insight into the human side of a rock musician whose experiences left him both exceptional and deeply wounded. What are your thoughts on John Paul Jones's disclosures regarding John Bonham? Was his sharing unexpected to you? Please share your opinions by leaving a comment. Keep in mind that all mythologies have a human past, complete with successes and setbacks. We value your time and look forward to sharing more untold rock and roll tales with you soon.